Yeah, whatever. Okay, so it's game day. We've got the newcomer. Almost mispronounced my words there. We've got the Monster 8-inch mini bolt cutters. If you guys missed it, here's the video on that, the deal alert, which actually, I'll talk about that in the wrap up. So the way we're going to format that, we've got the Monster versus the venerable Knipex mini bolt cutters. You see there the serial number on the or the model number on the pair that I have. I'll say right off the bat, you know how these had the gap, how I talked about this, the gap there where it kind of holds stuff in there and hopefully kind of increases your capacity. Well, they make about 5 different versions of this, whether they're spring opened or different handles or different teeth styles. Some of them have the gap, some of them don't. Mine don't. So just keep that in mind. But I'm going to do a cutting test here, and then I'll come back and wrap up and have some conclusions and talk a little bit more about some of the questions that were asked in the previous video. All right, hang on. Okay, and we're back. Hey, so I'm just going to do a head-to-head here. Here's the Monster. This is non-scientific testing here. But I've got the Monster brand mini bolt cutters. I've got the Knipex brand mini bolt cutters here, 8-inch, 8-penny duplex nail. Here's the most scientific thing I've got, 8-penny duplex nail. Ready? Monster. I'll try to keep it in as close to the pivot point as I possibly can. Here's the Monster. Yeah, nobody's business. No hesitation. I'm cutting it right about halfway up. Let's do the Knipex into the pivot point. Zero hesitation. Okay. What else do we have? We've got some wire here. We've got some wire from like some wire racks. I guess I could give you an approximation. The 8-penny duplex nail, that is what it is, but I can, with my cheap Harbor Freight digital caliper here, I can give you a measurement on this. This wire is like 0.14 inches on this wire here. Real mild wire, not brittle at all. Let's do the Knipex in. Bam. No hesitation. Monster. A little bit harder with the Monster. Still not difficult. Wire coat hanger. Wire coat hanger. Non-scientific testing here, folks. Low budget. .09 it says. 0.08, 0.09, somewhere in there. Knipex. Bam. It didn't even feel it there with the Knipex. Monster. Ooh, okay. So this is small enough to where when you lock it all the way in, remember, those have the gap in them. You can see some daylight through there. I'm going to try that again. It doesn't, it cuts, but it doesn't slip them out of there. If I cut it out toward the edge more, yeah. So I guess with the gap there, it holds stuff that's larger, but maybe there's just a slight drawback. Here's a piece of a cable chains, tire chains. Let's do the, let's do this here. See that steel, 0.11 inches. Monster. Okay, again, when it's in next to the pivot point, it doesn't snap it out like that. It cut it, but let me try out all the way to the end here. A little bit of an issue. I don't know if you could pick this up on camera, but the ends are starting to kind of not like that much. It's not doing that. Maybe if I worked it over it could do that. Let's try it with the Knipex. No gap in these teeth. Although with the Knipex they do have some that do have a gap. Well, let's try it. Yeah, nothing doing. Let's try it over here with the Knipex. A little bit. Let's try it in close. Yeah, get it in close, it finishes it off. Let's try it one more time with the Monster. Let's try it right out here at the, not at the absolute edge, but about halfway up. Well, these don't have the scissor-like action. That's the fallacy of having the gap in them like that. They do not like the steel wire. Okay, well that tells us a little something. 0.18, so this is the thickest stuff so far. Let's try the Knipex. Oop, I slipped up. Knipex, sorry. Yeah, nobody's business. I had to re-grip my hands there at one point because they kind of slipped, but let's try it with the Monster. I'm trying to go all the way in. Okay, re-grip once. Still, nobody's business. Let's try some other wire rack here. It's kind of, I don't know, stainless steel pot metal. Well, this is the thickest stuff yet, so hold on. 0.20 inches. I'm going in inches because it gives you a more accurate, a more down reading than the, gives you an easier reading than the millimeters on that particular caliper. Here, let's try Knipex. This is getting to the point where it might have some difficulty gripping. Okay, so you saw that took two hands to grip that, but it did it. Let's try it with the Monster here. I think this is going to be the final test. Okay, quite a bit more effort with the Monster, but it did it. Screw here. Knipex, no problem at all. It's like a 3-inch vinyl coating decking screw, something like that. Monster, yeah, easy. And actually that's the first thing that I've cut where the Monster seemed to cut through it just a little bit easier than the Knipex. But I'll stop it here and I'll come back with final conclusions. Here's the part where I do a little bit of a mea culpa, because these Monster brand mini bolt cutters are, at least for the short term, no longer available at the price where I got them. I paid on a Sunday night, what I'm taping this now on a little over a week later. I bought them on a Sunday night, got them shipped to me, to my door Tuesday night, filmed the video Friday and uploaded it to YouTube and made it public on Sunday. At some point in the process, this deal became no longer a deal. And initially I thought, when people started messaging me, I thought, well, maybe they just sold out, because that's been the case in the past. But the tool truck price, I solicited information from people, and it looks like the tool truck price on these from like Matco, Cornwell, Gear Wrench, anybody tool truck that carries these is usually around 45 bucks, which puts them in the category of the Knipex, at least the online price that these usually go for. So if that is the scenario, if they're close to the same price, to me it's an absolute no-brainer. Go with the red pair. They have different buying options if you want the spring in the handle, kind of analogous to what this one is. It's actually a different design with these. It's down in here, but they have different handle styles, thicker handles. They've got the kind with the gap in the jaws that assist you in grabbing stuff and holding it into place. You see close to the pivot point there, there's that gap. Well, you can get the red pair. My pair doesn't have that, but they have designs where they have this. So head to head, if this pair is $13, if you can get it at that price that I got it for, I would probably go with these. You saw the capacity was roughly the same. What you couldn't see and what you couldn't feel is that the red pair cut noticeably with noticeably more ease. And it was the cut was consistent throughout. It was like one push, whereas these, they seemed to build up tension. The Monster brand built up tension, and then whatever I was cutting with them would just kind of snap all at once. And that was consistent whether I showed it on camera or the other cutting I did with them off camera. I noticed that the Knipex were just more consistent. So if it's the same price, oh well, also I should say, when we saw the cable chains, the braided steel wire, these did tend to deflect. The Monster did. Think kind of like trying to cut through a stack of paper with a cheap pair of scissors. The teeth, the jaws kind of, there was kind of some deflection there. And that may be due in part to the fact that the wire got bound up down there in the gap, and that's not really what these are designed for. But if we're trying to do a comparison, because this is the only pair that Monster offers that I'm aware of, they didn't have quite the same facility and ease as the red pair. So buying decision, if you pay $13, if you're able to pay anywhere near that price, even if you already have a red pair like this, you may want these for, mobile box, something to carry with you in the car. I don't know, I have like pocket knives and stuff that I carry with me every day, and usually I carry the cheapest one I can because if I lose it, it's not a big deal, and it's still a pocket knife. These are still a good pair of mini bolt cutters. I would not hesitate to use them. And you saw, as long as you're cutting through solid stock, it's not really an issue, only when you get into the braided steel wire. But this pair, the red pair, Knipex, if you're paying the same price, you go with these. If you're going to pay less than a third of the price, we're calling these $45. If you're going to pay $45 for the Monsters, I would probably sooner go with the red pair. But at $13 or anywhere near that, hey, why not have an extra pair? So I'm satisfied with that, and that is your comparison. Somebody asked me to cut a toilet bolt, and I didn't have a toilet bolt, but I will add in here at the very end. I don't think either one of these pairs would really do that very easily, because what I've seen at toilet bolts, the jaw capacity just isn't there. But anyway, questions, comments, concerns, I will leave Amazon links in the description for this pair and several of the other pairs they offer. You guys thought you were going to be able to get away without a commercial. Yeah, there it is. And check out onlinetoolvendors.com. Until then, ta-ta for now.